Hey, you're looking good this Saturday morning. I'm Frank Phillips. I'm here at the Brazil Times newsroom early on a Saturday. Well, early for me, but at any rate, glad that you're here too whenever you watch this during the day. First of all, I want to start out. Ivy Jacobs asked me to make an explanation, I guess, since I don't have the complete information, but on this part of the Brazil Times front page yesterday, there was a problem with some of the numbers that were cited there. And she said the voters are coming in so fast and heavy that they couldn't get everybody listed, and so those numbers will be updated, I'm sure. Grant Tharp's here. Hey, Grant, good to see you, man. In today's edition of the Brazil Times, a report from the Clay County Redevelopment Commission. The Eutectics building, they thought it was sold, and there's been at least 2 companies interested in the Eutectics building in the past year, but once again, it's on the it's up for sale. So that's something that's going to have to be taken care of. One of the problems, Jim Coffenberry of West Central Economic Development said, was the railroad right-of-way, and apparently there's some pollution issues going on there because IDEM, the Indiana Department of Environmental Management, is going to have to sign off on the remediation that takes place, and Coffenberry said that that would probably have to happen before the property is sold. Hey, we're glad to see Ann Bradshaw, former Mayor Bradshaw is with us, Ann Bradshaw, and Lori Ann Brown is here. Hey, Lori Ann. I bet you're not at the office this morning, are you? Well, I am. You might be. I don't know. I don't know how real estate offices operate on Saturdays, but nevertheless, we're glad to see you today. Now I will take my foot out of my mouth and continue. The American Cancer Society Relay for Life of the Wabash Valley will kick off its annual campaign during a free event from noon to 4, October 29th at Indiana State University's Memorial Stadium. So it's time once again to think about Relay for Life. We had the 5K in Brazil a couple of weeks ago, and that went very well considering how cold it was. And now the entire relay for the Wabash Valley is kicking off. So that's something that you'll want to keep in mind. October 29th, noon to 4 p.m. Lori Brown writes back, she says, covered bridge today. Okay, so, well, you have a great time if you're headed up to the covered bridge like Lori Ann appears to be, okay? Hope you have a great time today. And let's see, we have a photo here from the Community Theater of Clay County. The first rehearsal for the members of the upcoming production of Christmas at the Lark, a dinner theater, was this week. And we have a picture of Ashley Vitz speaking to the various singers, actors, and members of a Christmas band that's directed by Matt Huber. The performances will be December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and organizers say tickets, which are $25 each, sell out fast for this show. And we've got our reservations in to go to the Christmas show at the Lark Theater, and I encourage you to, too. That always sells out fast, so be sure and get your reservations in early. Good morning, Ann. Ann Bradshaw said good morning to everyone today. And, of course, this is the big day for Northview and Clay City marching bands. They're getting ready to go to compete in, I want to get this right, the semi-state competition. Northview will perform at 4:02 p.m. today at Pike High School. That's at 5401 West 71st Street, Indianapolis. Clay City will perform at 2:31 p.m. at Franklin Community High School, 2600 Cumberland Drive in Franklin. So that's something that they're looking forward to. Both schools competed, or not competed, but performed for their local audiences this week. All right, what else do we have going on? Well, let's see here. To celebrate the new additions to Clay City Junior-Senior High School and Northview High School, the public is invited to groundbreaking ceremonies Wednesday, October 26th, which I believe is this coming week? Yes, it is. And that's going to be at 10 a.m. for Clay City, and Northview's will be at 2 p.m. So something else to keep in mind. Groundbreaking for new additions to both Clay City and Northview. We go inside. Of course, we always have our obituaries. People want to know who's passed away and how they can pay their respects. And let's see here. We have, well, this might have been, yeah, this was probably the reason US 40 was so, I thought it was terribly congested last night. Hey, Earl's here, Earl Hutchison. Good morning, Earl. At Plainfield, the Associated Press reports Indiana State Police say a Utah man has died and 9 other people have been injured in a 4-vehicle pileup in central Indiana. Police say the crash occurred Friday afternoon on Interstate 70, about 25 miles west of Indianapolis, when a semi-trailer driven by 51-year-old Kenneth Geiger, Jr. of Princeton failed to slow for traffic and struck a box truck, pushing it into a bus carrying FFA members and the bus into a van. Oh, that's terrible. Police say the crash killed 19-year-old Jace Reeder of Woods Cross, Utah, a passenger in the box truck. 7 of the 23 FFA members on the bus were treated for minor injuries. They were returning to Missouri from the organization's national convention in Indianapolis. So based on that story, I guess none of those FFA people were local, but terrible thing, terrible. Always have to be careful when we're out and about, especially on the interstate. Hey, we've got church news on page 4 and 5, and we want to welcome Pastor Patrick Newton and his wife Jody. They are pastoring with the Way of the Cross, the New Way of the Cross, the New Way of the Cross Church, and that's located a quarter mile east of Great Dane. So welcome to those folks. In sports, Northview falls short of top-ranked Rebels in sectional play. Kerry has that story from Indianapolis. He was at Roncalli last night and wrote that story for the Brazil Times. Clay City advanced past the Lakers to the semifinals also, and that was in volleyball action. And so Andrew Bowen wrote that for us at Switz City. Shakamak trailed Clay City 2-1 Thursday night in the second game of the White River Valley volleyball sectional, but enjoyed a 12-9 lead in the fourth, and Clay City won that volleyball match. So, oh, well, here's something that's cool. Well, that's from Terre Haute. It's still cool. I thought, yes, it is. Okay. On behalf of the Indiana Arts Commission, Arts Ileana will award 12 arts organizations and arts providers, including the Community Theater of Clay County, grant funding for the 2016-17 fiscal year. How nice. That's great. I don't think the story says exactly how much the local theater people are going to receive, but that's great. We love sports, but we also love the arts, and so that's great. Pick up your copy of the Brazil Times today, and we'll publish again on Monday, and we'll plan to see you back here on Monday. Hey, I'm Frank. Thanks for joining us today. Eric Salmiles here. Hi, Eric, and we'll see you later.